Good afternoon and welcome to everybody both in the venue and joining us on live stream here in East Kilbride for session 3 of the West District weekend. We will be getting started shortly, but if I could just have everybody's attention for the health and safety announcement, please. So shh, please, thank you. Okay, in the event of an emergency, a siren will sound and staff will direct you to the nearest exit. Ensure you keep all fire exits areas clear. Take a look around and check where the nearest exits are. There are to be no glass items or outdoor footwear poolside. Swimmers on leaving poolside should dry off and wear appropriate dry clothing and footwear. Keep the stairways clear and do not sit on the stairs. There are to be no mobile phones in the changing rooms, toilets or shower areas. Anyone wishing to take photographs or videos, the appropriate forms are available at the Meet Information Desk at the top of the stairs, and videos cannot be posted on unsecure club websites but may be posted on secure club websites. Please, when videoing, filming, please focus as much as possible on your own swimmer, particularly if what you're taking is being shared. Swimmers, coaches, team managers, the marshalling. Can I ask that your swimmers that are up in the marshalling area either 3 heats before their own or 15 minutes before their own swim, whichever is the shorter period, please. So that is 15 minutes before or 3 heats, whichever is the shorter. Thank you. That will ensure that the marshalling area runs smoothly this afternoon. So as I said, we'll get started just shortly. My name is Jackie Smith, and joining me this afternoon is Robert Taylor to lead you through this afternoon's events. The session is due to finish just around 5:05 this afternoon before we finish with the evening session. You can see that our officials are now on poolside, and I'll just take a moment to thank them hugely for their giving up their time this afternoon to help us run this event. And indeed all volunteers who are supporting us in the... I'm being put off behind me here. Indeed all the volunteers are behind the stages, backstage, who are supporting us to run this. It is hugely important, particularly without our officials. Your swimmers' times, I beg your pardon, may not be accredited, which could impact on them hugely. So our senior officials this afternoon, our referees are Ross Stewart and Fiona Sinnott, both on poolside, and our starters are Kim Chan and Rob Barrett. So we're starting with the 301. This is the female 12 and over 400 meter IM. The swimmers are ready, so over to the referee.
So we start off with 3 heats of girls 400 IM. Rebecca Waters for Cumbernauld goes in 1. Julia Prigal, Belsill Sharks in 2. Casey Chris. East Kilbride goes in 3. Hayley Mayer, Hamilton Bass in 4. Sandra Kerry, Cumbernauld 5. Ellie Reid, City Glasgow in 6. All the girls' times are just a little bit over the 6-minute mark, 6:02 through to 6:20. So I'm sure we'll get some very strong finishes from a few of them. So early leader, Ellie Mayer. Important not to go out too hard in this butterfly section. Just keep it going steadily. Make sure you've got plenty in the tank for the other 3 parts of the race. Backstroke follows, then breast and freestyle. So 5 girls all fairly well bunched up here. Hayley Reid, the City Glasgow swimmer over in lane 6, who's got the slowest time, just a wee bit further back. And it's Sandy and Ellie, 1, 2. And the whole field, or the first 4, 5 swimmers separated by just about a couple of seconds. So it's still Sandy and Ellie on the backstroke section, 1 and 2. Other 3 girls all pretty well together. Near side, Rebecca Waters from Cumbernauld. So still, no one's really made much of a move, although Rebecca's had a probably slightly better backstroke section in that first 50. She's now gone into second, half a second back on Sandy. And pretty good turn. Might well be the Cumbernauld swimmer now, just fractionally ahead. Having a very good backstroke section. The other 4 girls behind her, all roughly about 3 metres back at the most. Prygill and Casey Crisp still within touching distance of the 3 girls. Very little between the 2 Cumbernauld swimmers now, Sandy and Rebecca. Still Sandy, who's got herself back into the lead again. So this might change when we get onto the breaststroke section. Look for Amelia Prygill coming through perhaps. A very good breaststroke so far from Sandy over in lane 5. We're making a bit of ground in lane 2. That red cap of Bells Hill. And she's just gone past Rebecca Waters in hot pursuit of the leader, who's got a pretty good lead at the moment. Other 2 girls, Ellie and Casey, virtually together in the middle. We saw Casey Chris finish very strongly in the events yesterday, so she'll probably have a good freestyle to finish with, but she wants to try and keep in touch with the other 3 girls that are ahead of her. So it's still Sandy with quite a nice advantage, but Amelia is certainly coming back at her. Those 2 have pulled clear of the other 3 girls behind. Casey and Rebecca, much of a muchness, 3rd and 4th. Ellie dropped it back to 5th with Ellie in 6th. But this has been a very good breaststroke section for Amelia. Virtually drawn up sides. Sandy Kerry, the 2 of them going to touch virtually together. And there's 800s in it. Advantage just with the Cumbernauld swimmer. And they've got the best part of a 7-second advantage over Casey Crisp, who's got to find a heck of a lot to try and get anywhere near the leading 2. At the moment, Sandy Kerry looks the stronger of the 2 in front. Casey's certainly going to get herself, I think, into second fairly soon. But she's well back on her leader, who's flown 5:21 with 50 to go. Well, the advantage is just under 5 seconds. You do expect that Casey might eat into that a wee bit more, but she won't get anywhere near her as we're reaching the final 25 metres or so. Certainly Casey giving it everything to try and close that gap as much as she can. Sandy's 6:04.90 enter, and she's going to probably just get inside the 6 minute. Very good swim from both girls, and a cracking finish for Casey. 6:00.83, 5:59.13 though for Sandy. 2 nice PBs to get us started off with. And Amelia finishes in 3rd, 6:11.18.
This is Heat 2, Lane 1, Reva Wang, City of Glasgow. 2, Lucy McGovern, Kingston. 3, Elsa Chand, East Kilbride. 4, Charlotte Shanks, Bells Hill Sharks. 5, Katie Gaffney, Rutherglen. And 6, Alicia Thompson, Cumbernauld. So range of entry times here from a 5:49 through to 5:59. So let's see what actually happens in the pool. It's lane 3 having the advantage, I think, going into the first turn. The East Kilbride swimmer, Elsa Chand, in a 34.82 there, leading ahead of Lucy McGovern of Kingston, and in turn ahead of City of Glasgow's Reva Wang. So Elsa continues to lead this ahead of Lucy McGovern. So coming into the turn here and into the transition, Elsa Chand will turn first in a 1:16.35. So we're looking at something altogether faster than the previous heat at this stage, some 7-8 seconds. So Elsa Chand leading ahead of Lucy McGovern, and in turn Reva Wang. Behind her, it's over in lane 6, Cumbernauld, Alicia Thompson. As the girls go down to the halfway. The halfway turn in the backstroke section of this IM. Elsa turns first, 2:03. She has just looking for the board. She's some 4.5 seconds advantage over Kingston's Lucy McGovern. Reva Wang in behind her. That's our top 3 as we're going to come down to the turn, the halfway and into breaststroke. So Elsa Chand leading ahead of Lucy McGovern. Reva Wang, I think, still has the 3rd place advantage, but hunting her down is Alicia Thompson over there in the yellow cap of Cumbernauld. 2:47.11 there for Elsa. And we're into breaststroke. And it is, in fact, Reva's hanging on to 3rd place there, with Alicia Thompson turning 4th, just right in behind her. Lucy McGovern in 2nd place. What can she do to close the gap between herself and our leader with the breaststroke, the IM? So Elsa Chand continues to lead here. Lucy McGovern in 2nd. Looks like possibly they're closing on Lucy, however. She'll need to try and find that little bit extra as she goes into the turn. There, Elsa turning first, Lucy's 2nd. And now lane 4 has moved up into 3rd place. That's Charlotte Shanks from Bells Hill Sharks. But Reva Wang is still there. Certainly in 3rd place. Lucy needs to find a bit extra. There's no doubt about our leader, however. It is East Kilbride's Elsa Chand. So moving through really nicely in this breaststroke section, we can see Charlotte Shanks. She's coming up alongside Lucy now. Lucy needs to be aware of this challenge. Elsa has turned 4:25.80. And Charlotte Shanks now got the advantage for 2nd place ahead of Kingston's Lucy McGovern. And we're transit over into freestyle, 4:41, 4:42. Can Lucy respond to the challenge by Charlotte? I don't think anybody's going to catch our leader now. Elsa Chand just into the, moving up to the final turn now. And it is a battle in behind her for second and third place. Lucy McGovern, Charlotte Shanks, Reva Wang moving up nicely. So is lane 5, Katie Gaffney. But Elsa's turn, she's heading for home. And it's all about what's happening in behind her. The girls go into the final turn. Very tight. Lucy McGovern has that just ahead of Charlotte Shanks. Real battle between these two girls, with I think another battle in behind them. Coming up really fast there in lane 5, as is Katie Gaffney, but Elsa Chan comes in to finish her race this morning in a 5:47.01. And this is looking fairly tight, but I think Lucy will hang on to this for second place. She's moved ahead of the Bells Hill Shark swimmer by a body length. She'll take second. And she does that ahead of Charlotte Shanks, who finishes in third place. So that's a 5:47.01 for our winner, Elsa Chand, 6:04.68 for Lucy McGovern, and a 6:06.50 for Charlotte Shanks.
Heat number 3, 1 Jessica Lafferty, 2 Isla Stevenson, 3 Amy Rimmer, all from Bells Hill Sharks. 4 is Evie Chan from Ren 96. 5 Grace Blair, Forth Valley Tridents. 6 Heidi Shaw from Ren 96. Times in this 5:39.15 through to 5:47.90. So around about 8.5, 9 seconds cover the whole field. Very strong start indeed by Amy Rimmer. Gone extremely strongly. Evie Chan turning in second. Already a few metre advantage that Amy's built up. Evie looks as though she's just a fraction ahead of her teammate Heidi Shaw. Heidi's coming through quite strongly in the final stage of the butterfly. It looks as though she's maybe just got herself into second. And we'll now transition on to the backstroke. Amy just a little bit faster than the previous heat, 1:15.92. Two Wren girls pretty close to one another. Heidi just ahead of Evie, with Grace Blair fourth, Ella Stevenson fifth, and Jessica Lafferty in sixth place. So it's still as you were. Amy Rimmer with a nice advantage on the backstroke, extending that further. And she must be about 6 or 7 metres clear now. Turning just under 2 minutes at the 1:50 mark, 1:59.30. She's got 5.5 seconds advantage now over Heidi Shaw, Grace Blair and Evie Chan. But the Bells Hill swimmer looking pretty comfortable at the moment. Got a very healthy advantage as she'll then move on to breaststroke. And she must be roughly about 10 metres clear at the halfway mark. So the rest with a lot to do to try and claw that back. And she's roughly about 6 and a bit seconds faster than the previous heat. So we're certainly in the 5:39.15 entry time range that she's on. Grace Blair in hot pursuit here. Pink cap of Forth Valley Tridents. Now in clear second, ahead of Heidi Shaw and Evie Chan. Two other Bells Hill girls virtually together. Jessica just ahead of Isla. The other Bells Hill swimmer, Amy Rimmer, who's led from start to finish and still looks very comfortable on the breaststroke section. Grace Blair just a bit of body line clear of Heidi in second place. Well, there's 5.5 second gap. And about a second and a half between Grace and Heidi. Now Grace might be eating into that advantage a wee bit, but it's still a healthy advantage as we're approaching the 300 point. Amy Rimmer, that gap certainly is significantly less than it was, maybe about 2.5 seconds. So Amy turns fairly similar time to the previous one. That's a gap of just under 3 seconds, all to play for here. A similar distance back to Heidi Shaw in third place. At the moment, Amy's just beginning to get going again in the freestyle section. Heidi Shaw chasing down Grace Blair, who looks as though that breaststroke's been pretty good for Grace, but she comes under pressure now from the Wren swimmer, who's upsides her for challenging second. Heidi Shaw now gone into second place. Well, the gap is some 4 seconds, so Amy Rimmer's not going to be caught now with just over 30 to go. Heidi Shaw has comfortably gone into second in hot pursuit. Well, Amy Rimmer entry time 5:39. It's going to be out just a little bit over that. And Amy takes that 5:45.62. Heidi just over her entry time as well, 5:48.96 and 5:52.51 for Grace Blair.
Event 302, the male and open 11 and over 100 metre freestyle. This is heat 1 of 6. In lane 1, Cameron Miller, North Ayrshire. His teammate Aaron Graham goes in lane 2. Lane 3, Zachary Pine, Inverclyde. We have an empty lane 4. 5, Alex Jacovides, Inverclyde. And 6, Toby Wong, Renfrew Baths. It's a 100 metre freestyle. Here, the boys' times range from 1:02 through to 1:06. And it's lane 3, Zachary Pine, the Inverclyde swimmer, leading at the halfway mark ahead of Alex Jacovides, and in turn, the North Ayrshire's Cameron Miller. So lane 3 continues to lead here but half a length still to go. But lane 5's Alex Jacovidis, he's really beginning to motor now through the water, trying to get him set the advantage over his teammate. But Zachary's going to hold him. He's going to take this one, and he does in a time of 1:02.07. Ahead of his teammate Alex Jacovidis in a 1:03.19, and third place goes to North Ayrshire's Cameron Miller in a 1:04.61.
So empty lane in 1 in our second heat. In 2 we have Ryan Crabb running into 6. 3 Jack Morrison coming off. 4 Louis Stevenson. He's down his Forth Valley Triumphs but has a Stirling cap on. 5 Brian Fitzpatrick, Western Bartonshire, and 6 Hamish Black, South Ayrshire. 101s and 102s. This one pretty close at the turn. Lane 4 perhaps. Just lane 5, 25.46, 25.56. Brian Fitzpatrick from Western Bartonshire just shades it. Brian still with the advantage down the stretch. Now it's beginning to tighten up and coming through very strongly at the death. Jack Morrison in lane 3. And going to be very tight at the end. Jack Morrison, I think, is just going to take this from Brian and Rory. And that is indeed the finish order. 101.24, 101.48 and 101.87.
And we move on to Heat 3. We have an empty lane 1, lane 2, Aidan Fraser, Western Bartonshire. 2, Dominic Gribben, Ren 96. 3, Kai Connolly, East Kilbride. 4, Alexandru Vasilios, Bales Hill Sharks. And 5, Lewis Relly, South Ayrshire. So 101 through to roughly the times, the entry times here. Let's watch now, it's lane 5, Alexandru Vasilios, Bales Hill Sharks, 28.17, leading ahead of Kai Connolly, and in turn, Lewis Relly. They are all coming back, however, and so we've got half a length to go now. So this is turning into a real battle here. 3 boys leading the field, lanes Kai Connolly, Alexandru Vasilios, Lewis Relly also coming through. However, Dominic Gribben, we saw him do this yesterday, right through at the very end, and it's Dominic's race there in a 1:00.18. Lane 4's Kai Connolly, 1:00.21 in second, and Lewis Relly takes third in a 1:00.26. But look at those times, folks. There really was nothing to split those boys. Super exciting race there.
So Luke Watling Smith in 1, Western Bartonshire. 2, Jack Shaw, Bales Hill Sharks. 3, Jack Higney, Cumbernauld. 4, Liam Henry, North Ayrshire. 5, Lewis Nelson, East Kilbride. And 6, Matthew Darroch, Western Bartonshire. Jack Shaw going pretty well in lane 2. Over in 5, Lewis Nelson also well there. And it might be Lewis in 5. It is indeed 28.13, just a fraction faster than the last one. So every chance that we could see our first sub-minute. Jack Shaw in 2, along with Luke Walling-Smith in 1. The leader at halfway is still well leading at the final few metres. Lewis Nelson going to take this one. Very close for second. Lane 2 and 6. 59.18, our first one under the minute. Well done to Lewis. Second was Jack Shaw, 1:00:23 and 1:00:37. Finish time for Matthew Darroch in third.
Heat 5, Lane 1, Pak Hai Lung, Bren 96. 2, Clark Malkin Gill, Inverclyde. 3, Harry Keogh, Ren 96. 4, Lewis Aitchison, Forth Valley Trident. 5, David Landman, City of Glasgow, and an empty lane 6. So 4 boys entered here sub 1 minute. We've already seen sub 1 minute in the previous heat. Let's see what happens here. And it's lane 3. Harry Keogh leading ahead of David Landman and Clark Malkin Gill at the turn, 27.56. This is tight. There's 2 of them, lanes 3 and 5. Harry Keogh, David Landman battling it out here. David, I think, just has the advantage, but Harry's coming back. This is all going to be at the touch. Harry's going to take this one. It will be Harry Keogh leading taking that ahead of David Landman. And in third place is lane 2, the Inverclyde's Clark Malkin Gill. 56.61, 57.11 and 59.28.
Sixth and final heat, empty lane in 1. In 2 with Jay McKinnon, Western Bartonshire. 3, Luke Garrity, Inverclyde. 4 is Nate Uppington, Ren 96. 5, Michael Winsip, City Glasgow. And 6, Aaron Russell, Bellshill Sharks. Lane 5 going well, Michael Winship, City Glasgow. Also Luke Garrity in 3. And Aaron Russell not out of it. Lane 5 in 3, I think. 28.01, 28.40 and 28.42. And Russell turning third. It's still pretty tight. Lane 5, Michael Winship still maybe has the advantage. Luke Garrity still well there in 3. And Luke Garrity now coming through very strongly at the death to take this one. Luke Garrity's got this one. Aaron Russell in 6 from Michael Winship. That's the 1, 2, 3. 58.78. The winning time for Luke there. Gets inside his entry time by about quarter of a second. 59.93 for Aaron and 1:00:05 Michael Winship.
We move on to event 303, the female 11 and over 100 metre freestyle. This is heat 1 of 6. In lane 1, Amy Jones, Forth Valley Tridents. 2, Holly Walker, Cumbernauld. 3, Heidi Addison, Hamilton Baths. 4, Molly Tulloch, North Ayrshire. 5, Clara McMahon, Lanark. And 6, Hannah Jameson, East Kilbride. So the girls all entered on a 1:09, so fairly even on paper. Going into the turn, I think with lane 1, she's ahead, Amy Jones ahead of Molly Tulloch in lane 4. And in third place, Holly Walker at the turn. So the distinctive pink cap of Forth Valley Tridents is leading this field. Closer to me in lane 1. That's Amy Jones, entered on a 109.26. Don't think they're going to catch her. It's all about second and third here. Possibly the advantage for second, I think, lies with lane 2. It does indeed as they come up alongside me. That's Holly Walker of Cumbernauld, as Amy Jones finishes there in a 106.83. Inside her entry time, Holly Walker second in a 108.88, and Heidi Addison in third in a 110.05.
Heat 2, Ruby Hunter, Hamilton Basson 1. 2, Isabella Gemmell, Forth Valley Tridents. 3, Emily Maguire, South Ayrshire. Teammate Lucy Vigion in 4. 5 is Kiana McHugh from West Dunbartonshire. And is off to a good start in 5. Probably got at least half a body length or more advantage, and also on the near side, Ruby Hunter from Hamilton well up there. 31.46. There's over a second and a half between Kiana and Ruby. And she's really pulling away as the West-D girl. Entry time of 108.81. They come well inside that. All tightening up for the minor places. Emily Maguire possibly just gone into second place. No doubt about who's going to take this one. Kara takes that. Emily in second. And in lane 1, Ruby Hunter takes third. Nice swim there for Kara. And a couple of seconds well inside their entry time.
And this is Heat 3 in lane 1, Louisa McNeish, South Ayrshire. 2, Ada Brodin, Ren 96. 3, Sophie Haining, Bells Hill Sharks. 4, Ava Pettigrew, Cumbernauld. 5, Jessica Simpson, Hamilton Baths. And 6, Caitlin Hamilton, Lanark. Fastest entry times here, 106.63. The Bells Hill Shark swimmer there in lane 3. I think she is leading as the field go into. They are indeed. 31.67. She's leading ahead of Ada Brodin and in turn Caitlin Hamilton over there in lane 6. So the field's beginning to tighten up now a little as we come up to just about half a length to go. Caitlin Hamilton moving nicely through the water over there in lane 6. I think she now has the advantage. She will take this unless Sophie Haining can do anything about it. It's Caitlin Hamilton, Sophie Haining and Ada Brodin are your 1, 2 and 3. 106.08 for Caitlin, 106.98 for Sophie Haining and a 106.85 for lane 2's Ada Brodin. So a nice battle there at the end between the girls.
Heat number 4. In 1, Suit Thai Hazel Chu, Ren 96. 2, Chloe Semple, Rutherglen. 3, Katie Wilson, Bells Hill Sharks. 4, Maya Loudon from North Ayrshire going well. 5 is Jenny Maguire, Hamilton Bass. And 6, Phoebe McLaughlin from Cumbernauld. Most of these girls in the 105, 106 category here. And going very nicely in lane 2. Chloe Semple from Rutherglen, also up there in 6. Phoebe McLaughlin, 31.24. Phoebe turns just ahead of Maya Loudon. And it's still that advantage in lane 6. So Caitlin Hamilton brought lane 6 home in the last one. Looks like Phoebe McLaughlin is going to do the same in this one. Unless Jenny McGuire can find something special at the end. This one looks like Phoebe's race from Jenny McGuire. And it was indeed Phoebe just ahead of Jenny. And in third place, Maya Loudon. Winning time 1:05.13, so a nice second and a half roughly inside her entry time.
And here is Heat 5, Lane 1, Neve Scott, City of Glasgow. 2, Lucy McLaughlin, Inverclyde. 3, Megan Ferris, Cumbernauld. 4, Abby Henderson, Rutherglen. 5, Sophia McGinley, Cumbernauld. And 6, Kimberly Cameron, North Ayrshire. And it's Lane 5, I think Sophie McGinley has taken the early lead here. She'll go into the turn first. She does indeed, leaning ahead of Abby Henderson and Kimberly Cameron at the halfway mark, but really not a lot splitting the girls in behind our leaders. I beg your pardon. And after the turn, the lead has changed, and we're seeing Megan Ferris, the 13-year-old from Cumbernauld, motoring through the field. She's got the advantage over the rest of them, half a body length, and still moving away from them. They're trying to come back at her, but this belongs to Megan Ferris, Cumbernauld, and a 1:03.90, entered on a 1:05. She took that ahead of North Ayrshire's Kimberly Cameron in a 1:05.47, and third place goes to Rutherglen's Abby Henderson in a 1:05.54.
Our sixth and final heat, Beth Gillis, Hamilton Bass 1, Isla Russo, Renfrew Bass 2, 3, Emily Dawson, Mulgine Bearsten, 4, Casey Dixon, Rutherglen, 5, Chloe Kirk, Mulgine Bearsten, and 6, Alex Shepherd, Cumbernauld. Well, Isla Russo might be just shading this, but a little in it. Also well there, Beth Gillis in 1, and lane 3 coming through strongly, Emily Dawson. It's lane 4, Casey Dixon from Rutherglen, who just got the touch. All very tight, barely a tenth a second between lanes 3, 4 and 2. And now all to play for with Emily Dawson coming through in lane 3. Casey Dixon still there in 4. And Isla Russo in 2, but lane 3, Emily Dawson being challenged now by Isla Russo. Emily Dawson looks as though she's going to take this from Isla and Casey. 1:05.18, good race, girls. 1:05.43 and 1:05.90. Well done, Emily. All a wee bit slower than entry times, but You still want to win the race. That's our last one done.
Event 304, the male and open 11 and over 200 metre butterfly. And this is heat 1 of 2 in lane 1. Joshua McCluskey, Kilmarnock. 2, Callan Chesser, City of Glasgow. 3, Alex Jacovides, Inverclyde. 4, Archie Barr, Ren 96. And 5, Alexander Schmeisik, City of Glasgow. I will confirm the results for event 302. This is the 12-year-old boys 100 metre freestyle. Silver medal goes to Toby Wong, Renfrew Baths. Gold, Aaron Graham, North Ayrshire. 13-year-old boys, bronze goes to Cameron Miller, North Ayrshire. Silver, Alex Jacovides, Inverclyde. And gold, Zachary Pine, Inverclyde. 14-year-old boys, bronze medal goes to Cameron Miller, North Ayrshire. No, beg your pardon, I've just read that. 14-year-old boys, bronze medal goes to Liam Hendry, North Ayrshire. Silver, Ren 96 is Nate Uppington. And gold, Lewis Relly of South Ayrshire. So back in the pool, and it is lane 5, Alexander Schmeisik, the City of Glasgow swimmer, 1:14.21 at the halfway. He has some 5 seconds advantage over second place lane 4. That's Archie Barr, and in turn ahead of Joshua McCluskey. But that's a good turn there for lane 3's Alex Jacovides. He's right up now, certainly up into third place, I think. But it's the City of Glasgow swimmer over there in lane 5 who's dominating this heat. He entered on a 2:48.49. Certainly on course, I think, to come well under that this afternoon, I beg your pardon. He's turning first, 1:57 for Alexander. And it's lane 1, Joshua McCluskey, the Kilmarnock swimmer, 2:06. And Alex Jacovides third in a 2:07. So there's no doubt who's going to take this heat, the first of 2 of the 200 metre butterfly for our male and open swimmers. It's going to be about second and third place. And it's Inverclyde's Alex Jacovides now up into second place. He's leading ahead of Joshua McCluskey in third. But in comes our leader right from the start, Alexander Schmeisik, the City of Glasgow swimmer, 2:43.41, well inside his entry time. Alex Jacovides comes in to finish in a 2:50.88. And third place goes to the Kilmarnock swimmer, Joshua McCluskey, in a 2:53.62.
Our final heat, Kerr Connolly in 1 from East Kilbride, 2 Jay McKinnon, Western Bartonshire, 3 Regan Shaw, Cumbernauld, 4 Murray Johnson, Ren 96. His teammate Harry Keogh goes in 5. And 6, Ruben Pearson, Bellshill Sharks. Well, the two lads over on the far side going pretty well. As is Kyle Connolly on the near side from East Kilbride. So the first 25. 31-12. Kyle Connolly just ahead of Harry Keogh and Ruben Pearson. And Kyle Connolly on the near side. Possibly just getting overhauled by Harry Keogh. Harry in 5, Kyle in 1. And coming through strongly, Regan Shaw. So the halfway mark, 108 and 109 respectively. And much faster than the previous heat. These guys are really going out pretty strongly indeed, especially Harry's going pretty well with the final 50 to come shortly. Kyle dropping back a wee bit. Regan Shaw fancies chances perhaps when we're getting into second place. Harry's still got the advantage over Kyle. There's about a second in it. And about another 4 seconds further back, so it's all a question of who can keep this going. Kyle Connolly, Harry Keogh. Well, there's still very little in it. Harry over in 5, Kyle in 1. Kyle Connolly coming through very strongly at the death, and he's left a little bit extra in the tank as Kyle. And the East Kilbride swimmer is going to get the job done inside the final 10 metres. Kyle Connolly brings this one home. Nice PB for him, 2:30.49. And also nice PB for Harry, 2:33.19. Regan Shaw just outside his entry time in 2:38.90.
So we move on to event 305. This is the female 11 and over 200 metre butterfly. We have 2 heats of this for you this afternoon. This is heat 1 in lane 1, Sophie Sheridan, Bellshill Sharks. 2, Morven Getty, Milngavie and Bears Den. 3, Ailey Craig, North Ayrshire. 4, Sky Bailey, East Kilbride, empty lane 5. And 6, Hannah Malloy, East Kilbride. So I was halfway through the results for event 302, and then I'll go back to 301 in a moment. The 15-year-old boys 100 metre freestyle. Bronze medal goes to Alexandru Vasilios, Bellshill Sharks. Silver goes to Matthew Darrock, Western Bartonshire, and gold, Dominic Gribben, Ren 96. 16-year-old boys, bronze goes to Aaron Russell, Bellshill Sharks. Silver, Clark Malkin-Gill, Inverclyde. Gold, Lewis Nelson, East Kilbride. 17 and over. Bronze goes to Luke Garrity, Inverclyde. Silver to David Landman, City of Glasgow. And gold, Harry Keogh, Ren 96. So back in the pool, and it's the Milngavie and Bears Den swimmer there, Morven Getty, the 13-year-old, who is dominating this as we come into the turn. The halfway mark for her, 1:23.54. And in behind her, the Bellshill Shark swimmer, Sophie Sheridan, and lane 3's Ailey Craig in 3rd place. Feel pretty well split at the moment. So I'll give you 3:01 results. The girls, 13-year-olds, 400 metres IM. Bronze goes to Reva Wang, City of Glasgow. Silver, Casey Crisp, East Kilbride. Gold, Elsa Chand, East Kilbride. 14-year-old girls, bronze medal to Sandy Keddy, Cumbernauld. Silver, Heidi Shaw, Ren 96, and gold, Amy Rimmer, Bales Hill Sharks. 15-year-old girls, bronze medal, Jessica Lafferty, Bales Hill Sharks. Silver, Evie Chan, Ren 96. Gold, Grace Blair, Forth Valley. 16-year-old girls, bronze, Ailey Reid, City of Glasgow. Silver, Alicia Thompson, Cumbernauld. Gold, Katie Gaffney, Rutherglen. And the 17 and over, the gold medal goes to Amelia Pregel, Bales Hill Sharks. And it is the Milngavin Bears Den swimmer, Morven Getty, who is dominating this first heat of the girls' 200-metre butterfly. She has a substantial lead and will not be caught. She entered on a 3:24. So we're watching the clock for her. She's going to come in, I think, well underneath her entry time. It's a battle going on for second place between lanes 1 and 3. Sophie Sheridan and Ailey Craig. Pretty much in a line at the moment. This will all come down to the touch, I think. But in comes the Milngavin Bears Den swimmer, Morven Getty, finishing in a 3:14.95, well inside her entry time. Second place goes to lane 1's Bales Hill Sharks, Sophie Sheridan. And third place, Ailey Craig. Sophie's time, 3:21.56. And Ailey's time, 3:21.65.
Second of the two heats. 1, we have Ellie Mayer from Hamilton Baths. 2, Heidi Shaw, Ren 96. 3, Madison Smith, South Ayrshire. 4, Ella Stevenson, Bales Hill Sharks. 5, Eva Dempsey, from City Glasgow. And 6, Ella Shanks, Bales Hill Sharks. So the times in this range from 2:52.10 to 3:15.70. So 5 of the swimmers under 3 minutes. And the near side with the advantage, 27.13 and 37.13, 37.43. Heidi Shaw, Madison Smith. And it's Heidi Shaw, I think, who's just sneaked herself into the lead. Madison Smith in second now. As we reach the halfway mark. So the 14-year-old Heidi Shaw, body length clear of another 14-year-old Madison Smith, a 15-year-old Madison Smith. Pretty close behind Eva Dempster and Ellie Mayer. At the moment, Heidi Shaw is looking pretty comfortable, going further and further away. Virtually breathing on 2. So coming to the final turn, Heidi Shaw, 2:07.70. comfortable 5-second advantage now. Rest of the field a long way back. Second place still Madison Smith. Let's see if anyone can catch Madison for that second place. No one's going to catch Heidi now. Long way clear. So finishing very, very strongly indeed. Well, she's going to be pretty close to her entry time, 2:53.20. Nice wee PB, 2:52.47. Madison hanging on for second. She's got to really pull something out to hang on for second. Well, she didn't quite get her arms out of the water at the spot on time. Ava Dempsey from City Glasgow takes that second on a 3:02.18, 3:02.29 for Madison. And a very nice swim there for Heidi. 2:52.47. Takes that very comfortably indeed.
So we're now moving to the 50-metre backstroke. We'll start with the male and open 11 and over event 3:06. Just while we're the officials are organising the backstroke starts. Here, I'll give you the results for event 3:03. This is the 100-metre freestyle for our 13-year-old girls. Bronze medal goes to Beth Gillis, Hamilton Baths. Silver, Phoebe McLachlan, Cumbernauld. And gold, Megan Ferris, Cumbernauld. 14-year-old girls. Bronze medal goes to Sophie Haining, Bales Hill Sharks. Kiara McHugh, Western Bartonshire takes silver. And gold goes to Isla Russo of Renfrew Baths. 15-year-old girls. Bronze medal goes to Jenny Maguire, Hamilton Baths. Silver, Abby Henderson, Rutherglen. And gold goes to Kimberly Cameron, North Ayrshire. So this is the 50-metre backstroke event 3:06. Empty lane 1, 2, Kyle McQuaker, Kentire. 3, Toby Wong, Renfrew Bath. 4, empty lane 4, 5, Ben Hemmings, Stranraer. And 6, Declan Cassels, East Kilbride. So I think it's lane 3 and lane 5, Toby Wong and Ben Hemmings that are leading the field here. Coming up really nicely, however, in the closing stages is Carl McQuaker. Is he going to take, I think he'll get third in that. He does, and first place goes to Renfrew Baths, Toby Wong in a 36.33. Ben Hemmings in second, 36.48, and a 36.79 for lane 2's Kyle McQuaker.
So our second heat, Lewis Sinclair, Rutherglen. 2, Zai Hang Wang, City Glasgow. 3, Luke Todd, Forth Valley Tridents. 4, Blair Russell, Belshill Sharks. and 5 Zachary Pine. Inverclyde with an empty lane in 6. Luke Todd going very nicely indeed. 35.70, he's got the fastest entry time. And Luke Todd from Forth Valley Tridents is going to take this one. Lanes 4 and 5, or 4 and 1 rather. Wait for the time for lane 4 to come up. 33.67 the winning time for Luke though. 35.44 Lewis Sinclair. Brother Glenn, who I think will be third. We'll wait for lane 4's time to come. That hasn't appeared on our scoreboard yet. Still waiting on that time for lane 4 to come up. There we have it. I thought 35.43. Well, it was 100th of a second, but second place is second place.
Heat 3, lanes 1 through to 6, Jack Hickney, Aaron Graham, Kieran Naismith, Aidan Fraser, Callan Chesser and Alexander Schmeisek. So entry times all 35 seconds, but I think it's lane 6 that has the advantage. Maybe not. Lane 4 comes swimming through nicely. Aidan Fraser, the Western Bartonshire swimmer. It's Alexander Schmeisek, Aidan Fraser. Aidan will take first here. Closing on him for second place. In fact, no, it went to lane 1. Jack Hickney, the Cumbernauld swimmer, in a 34.66. Aaron Graham takes second in a 34.80. Called this completely wrongly. And third place goes to Alexander Schmeisek in a 34.88.
Heat number 4, 1 Regan Shaw, Cumbernauld, empty lane 2. Finn McDonald, Kilbride 3, Adam Somerville on 4, Ren 96, 5 Oscar Wallace, Mulgine Bearsden, and 6 Luca Scutadelli from Kingston. Nice start in lane 3, Finn McDonald, Kilbride. He's got a marginal advantage. Outside lane's going well. Luca and Regan. That's very tight at the death. I think it might just be Finn from Regan. And Luca might just get in there to take that. 34.17 he did. 34.65 for Finn and 35.45 O'Regan Shaw.
Heat 5, empty lane 1, 2, Ryan Crabb, 3, Hamish Black, 4, Brian Fitzpatrick, 5, Matthew Darroch, and 6, Nate Uppington. And it's Hamish Black, just has the advantage there over Brian Fitzpatrick, I think, but really moving ahead of the field now. Nate Uppington, the Ren 96 swimmer, over there in lane 6. Looks like he's going to take this one. I think it will be lane 6. Possibly. It is indeed ahead. So 33.04 for Nate Uppington. Hamish Black takes second place in a 33.09, and Brian Fitzpatrick in a 33.11 takes third.
Sixth and final heat, 1 Murray Johnston, Ren 96, teammate Pak Hai Leung. In 2, Or McLeod, Forth Valley Tridents. 3, teammate Lewis Aitchison. In 4, empty lane 5, Alexandru Vasilovs from Belsill Sharks in lane 6. And lane 4, Lewis Aitchison may just be shading this at the moment, coming through very strongly at the death in lanes 2 and 1 to challenge. Pack and Murray very tight at the death. We'll wait for that to be confirmed. Scoreboard showing that Orrin McLeod is taking that in 32.50. Pack Hai Leung 33.57 second, and third 33.65 Murray Johnston. We'll wait for that to be confirmed. Yeah, I did think that Lewis was in the mix there. Lewis 30, we'll give you that result. 32.50 now for Orrin, 32.76 for Lewis Aitchison, and 33.57 third place, Pak Hai Leung, Ren 96.
I'll continue the results for event 303, the 16-year-old girls 100-meter freestyle. Bronze medal goes to Lucy McLaughlin, Inverclyde. Silver, Neve Scott, City of Glasgow. And gold, Emily Dawson, Milngavie, Bearsden. The girls 17 and over, The bronze medal goes to Amy Jones of Forth Valley Tridents. Silver, Caitlin Hamilton, Lanark, and gold, Sophia McGinley, Cumbernauld. Event 304, the boys 200-meter butterfly. 13-year-old boys, silver medal goes to Joshua McCluskey, Kilmarnock. Gold, Alex Jacovides, Inverclyde. 14-year-old boys, gold medal goes to Callan Chester, City of Glasgow. 15-year-old boys, silver goes to Alexander Schmidzik of City of Glasgow, and gold, Murray Johnson, Ren 96. 16-year-old boys, bronze medal goes to Archie Barr, Res 996. Silver, Jay McKinnon, Western Bartonshire, and gold, Kyle Connolly, East Kilbride. 17 and over, bronze goes to Reuben Pearson, Bells Hill Sharks. Silver, Regan Shaw, Cumbernauld, and gold, Harry Keogh, Ren 96. Event 305, the girls 200-meter butterfly, the 12-year-old girls, gold medal goes to Sky Bailey, East Kilbride. 13-year-old girls, bronze goes to Hannah Malloy, East Kilbride. Silver, Isabella Shanks, Bells Hill Sharks, and gold, Morven Getty, Milngay and Bears Den. 14-year-old girls, bronze goes to Ailey Craig, North Ayrshire. Silver, Ellie Mayer, Hamilton Baths, and gold, Heidi Shaw, Ren 96. 15-year-old girls, bronze goes to Isla Stevenson, Bells Hill Sharks. Silver, Madison Smith, South Ayrshire, and gold, Ava Dempsey, City of Glasgow. Just remind all swimmers that we're asking them to collect their medals and any prize money due to them before they leave the venue today. The medals table's up at the top start end of the pool, well, at least the start end for all events other than just the start end. I do apologise. So we're just sorting out issue. I think we're ready to go now, and we're moving on to event 307. So as I said, this is event 307, the 50-meter backstroke for females 11 and over. This is heat 1 of 6. Lane 1, Amelia Pregull, Bells Hill Sharks. 2, Anna Law, Hamilton Baths. Teammate Heidi Addison, lane 3. Carmen Hume, Kilmarnock 4. 5, Hallie White, East Kilbride. And Jenna Lindsay goes in lane 6 of Hamilton Baths. And it is lane 2, Anna Law, the Hamilton Baths swimmer, who is leading the field. Either side of her, we have Heidi Addison and Amelia Pregull. I think that will be your finish order. Lane 3. Heidi Addison takes that, in fact, ahead of Anna Law, and Carmen Hume in 3rd place. Let's wait for that result to be confirmed.
Heat 2, empty lane on 1. Mirren Stewart, North Ayrshire 2. Lucy Slider, South Ayrshire 3. Elsa Chand, East Kilbride 4. Teammate in 5, Eleanor Osborne. And 6, Neve Moore, Western Bartonshire. Strong start in lane 3, Lucy Slider, South Ayrshire, going well. Lane 5, Eleanor Osborne, getting into the mix now. And those two, as though they've got the race between them. Neve Moore trying to get on terms. It looks like lane 3, Lucy Slider, South Ayrshire has this one. Lucy takes that from lanes 5 and 6. 35.54 the winning time for Lucy. 36.39 and 37.36 for Eleanor and Neve.
Heat 3, Lane 1, Evie Chan, Ren 96. 2, Hannah McMillan, North Ayrshire. 3, Charlotte Palavko-Sinsag, City of Glasgow. 4, Katia Wilson, Bells Hill Sharks. 5, Alice Meldrum, City of Glasgow. And 6, Paige Bennett, Cumbernauld. And it's Alice Meldrum in lane 5 leading the girls here. She's leading ahead of lane 2. Hannah McMillan, I think, is in second place. Very tight for third place, possibly lane 1, Evie Chan, as Alice finishes there in a time of 34:28. Hannah McMillan in second, 35:56, and Evie Chan in third in a 36:07.
Heat 4, empty lane 1. Lucy Vigon, South Ayrshire in 2. Olivia Gavin, Mulgan Best End 3. Lisa McNish, South Ayrshire going well in 4. 5 is Sophia Brown, East Kilbride, but going really best of all, Niamh Shields, Hamilton Baths. And the youngster in the outside lane is motoring down the final 15 metres here, showing the rest a good clean pair of heels, winning this out the park. Cracking swim from Niamh, 36:21 entry time, does a 33:49. Well done. That's over 2.5 seconds off that entry time. Lisa McNish, 34:62, about a second and a half faster. Good swim from her, and a 36:03. Sophia Brown also inside her entry time. Well done, girls.
And Heat 5, lane 1, Ava Steele, Forth Valley Tridents. Empty lane 2. 3, Rebecca Waters, Cumbernauld. Her teammate, Holly Walker, in lane 4. 5, Kavia Shetty, Ren 96. And an empty lane 6. That's the Forth Valley swimmer, Ava Steele, I think, possibly having the advantage. But to the second half of this race, it's Kavia Shetty, the Ren 96 swimmer, over there in lane 5, moving in and nicely into the lead here. She'll take this one and does so in a 35:11, just inside her entry time. In lane 1, Ava Steele takes second place in a 36:40, and Holly Walker takes third in a 36:51.
Final heat, Rachel Cameron, North Ayrshire 1, Suit High Hazel Chew, Red 96 in 2, Emily Maguire, South Ayrshire 3, Chloe Kirkhoff nicely, Mulgine Bearsden in 4, Erin Hastings, Western Bartonshire 5 and 6, Mia Loudon, North Ayrshire. Well, Chloe Kirk was smartly away. She is her leader at the moment, and it's beginning to tighten up. Chloe Kirk still with the advantage in 2. Suit Hazel Chew coming through, Chloe Kirk. And so I think it's just going to be Chloe that takes that. 34:78, just by 200s from Erin Hastings, Western Bartonshire, 34:81. And so 35:21 in third place.
So from a 50 metre, we now move to a 1500 metre. This is the male and open 12 and over 1500 metre freestyle. With just one heat and 5 swimmers go in this one this afternoon. In lane 1, Kyle Martin, City of Glasgow. We have empty lane 2, 3, Clark Malkin-Gill, Inverclyde. 4, Jack Kivlahan, Ren 96. His teammate Aaron Robertson goes in lane 5. And in 6, Max Gray, Inverclyde. So Max is the youngest swimmer here, 12 years of age. And with a 13-year-old, 2 14-year-olds and 1 16-year-old. So Clark Malkin-Gill, his entry time 18:51.50, fastest into this heat, and he's showing that already as he's already taken a body length lead as we come into the turn at 100 meters, and he's leading ahead of Ren 96's Jack Kivlahan. So 1:08.07 for Clark. Jack Kivlahan 1:10.84, and Aaron Robertson, also Ren 96, in third place in a 1:16.57. So the field, as per the entry times, has already separated quite widely with the with the Inverclyde swimmer Clark Malkin-Gill leading here. Turning first there, 1:46, 1:49, so he's got about a 3.5 second advantage over Jack Kivlahan of Ren 96. But if we look at the entry times, we're looking at over 30 seconds of a difference between these two boys in entry times. So see what Jack can do, as he's certainly not lost touch with Clark at the moment. So and then behind Jack is his teammate Aaron Robertson, Max Gray, and then Kyle Martin. So 2:23.92 for our leader. Well, it's quite difficult at this distance when the field splits like this. You're really looking at swimmers. They've got to swim their own race. There's nobody to push them on. And you can see that from the field at the moment that certainly our two leaders, Clark Malkin-Gill and Jack Kivlahan, really are swimming on their own. So it's all about sticking to your own race plan, your own pacing. Pretty early at the moment, but Clark looks like he'll come in and around his entry time, certainly. I'm sure he'll be looking to do something a little bit better than that this afternoon. So he comes into the turn at 300 meters, doing so in a 3:41.28. So Jack's going to turn in behind him, 3:49. So the gap is opening up between first and second. We're looking about 8.5 seconds now, with Aaron Robertson going to turn in third place. As I said, it's a wide spread of entry times here, so we would expect to see the field split. So Clark Malkin-Gill 4:20 there at the 3:50 mark. Jack Kivlahan 4:30, so the gap's widening between these two, around 10.5 seconds now. So they'll be looking for as much encouragement as possible from their teammates on the pool side. After this, we move on to the females 200 meter IM to finish the session 3 here this weekend. So Clark, Malcolm Gill for 58.30. And he's got 1,100 meters to go. So at the moment we're on the current pacing. Clark's finish time is certainly going to be inside 19:10. So he'll be looking to pick the pace up a little bit. Which, as I said, challenging when you're having to swing your own race with nobody to push you along, but we'll see what he does. All his So we're looking for a 6:15, 6:16 from Clark as he comes up to the turn now to keep the pace going. So we'll just watch the clock, 6 to 11. There we go, 6:15, that's what we were looking for from him. And he's hit that. So 6:15. And Jack turns now 6:32.65. So I'm going to pass you over to Robert for the next 500 meters.
Jack a long way back on our leader now. But he's well clear in second from his teammate. And Robertson, who's going nicely in third. Max Gray, the youngster from Inverclyde, in fourth, and a few metres further back in fifth, the youngster, 13-year-old Kel Martin, City Glasgow. Clark pacing a little bit under the 19:10 at the moment, and he's got himself into a pretty steady rhythm of sort of 76, 77 second pace. Just getting a little bit faster over the last couple of hundred. So it looks as though he's settled into a good steady rhythm here. Got that internal clock going pretty close to sort of 76.5, 77 second pace. But he's got it all to do all on his own. Let's see if he can just continue to pick up this pace in this the middle section of the race. Sometimes the swimmers might split it into these sections. Some of them may just split it into two, split it in the first half. Some swimmers go a little bit slower and build it up in the second half, where occasionally do get a negative split where the second half is faster than the first. And he is just picking the pace up that little bit, so if we can keep this good strong pace going, we're looking at something pretty close to 19 minutes. Take a note of the halfway mark, double it and add maybe about 8 seconds. (9:27.19), double that gives you 18:54. So adding 6 to 8 seconds gives you a finish time pretty close to 19 minutes. With an entry time of 18:51.5. That will be a pretty respectable time at this part of the season. But all these guys are in fairly serious training, and also busy with exams as well. It's not very easy doubling up the swimming with the exam timetable for some of the older swimmers. That one just, pace just slipped a little bit. That was a low 77. We've been pacing sort of 66.5 plus. Jack turning now in second. Long way back now. Well, the whole field, other than Jack Kilbride, has been lapped by Clark.
No problem at all.
So Clark coming down to the 900 mark on 11:22.65. Virtually bang on a 77. So still pacing just a wee bit over the 19-minute mark for Clark. He's virtually 50 metres clear of the second swimmer, Jack Kilbride. So we're looking at a split just inside 12:40 here. And this one will be 2/3 of the way through at 1,000 metres. So Clark coming down, having completed 2/3 of the race. Nearest challenger is 50 metres back, who's just turned at the far end. And the pace just dropped a wee bit further there. That's been the slowest one so far, almost 78 seconds. So we're drifting from just around the 19-minute mark to something maybe just a little bit over 19:10. So I'll pass you back to Jackie in just a moment to bring this one home as Jack Kilbride comes down to finish 1,000 metres as well.
Thank you, Robert. So as Robert says, Jack Kilbride coming into 1,000 metres now. There with the 13:20.61 for him. As at the far end, Clark Malcolm Gill has already turned and he's heading down to 1,100 metres. So we'll keep an eye on the clock now and look at the pacing. As Robert said, it was a little bit slower over that last 100. Let's see if he's picked this up now as we're into the final third of his 1,500 metre race. Robert says sometimes the athletes will break the race down into distances. There we go, 1,100 metres at 13:57.97. So he has picked up the pace by over half a second now. So he's just got to dig in and keep this going. Aaron Robertson coming into 1,000 metres there at a 14:23.45. His teammate Jack Kilbride is coming up to 1,100 metres in second place there in lane 4. Clark's already turned. So Jack Kilbride 14:42.49 at 1,100 metres. So we're looking for a 15:16 from Clark at the next turn, 1,200 metres with 300 to go. So to keep an eye on that clock for him. He's just coming in to the turn now, and the time on the board is 15:14. So he has definitely picked up the pace now. Is around 76.5. That's a lot faster than that we've seen in the middle section of the race for Clark. Jack Kivlahan remains in second with his teammate Aaron Robertson in third. Clark's going down to the turn. He'll have 250 metres left to go. Needs to keep the pace going. Aaron Robertson's just turned there in a 15:51.14. Jack Kivlahan, 16:01.19 at the 1,200 metres for Jack. So let's keep an eye on the clock for Clark. We're looking for a 16:32 from him on the basis of the previous 100 metre pacing. 16:32 is his aim. He's going to come, he's going to do that. He has really picked up the pace now. 16:29.72. So he's really beginning to motor now. He's now at around 75, pacing around 75 for that last 100 metres. So he's drastically picked up the pace from the middle section of his race this afternoon. So keep this, and he'll come in this afternoon sub 19 minutes. He's going to see the lap card at the far end. He'll know he's got 3 lengths to go. Jack Kivlahan. He's now coming in to 1,300 metres. Let's watch Jack's time there. Come up on the board in just a moment there. 17:20.31 for him. So Clark Malkin-Gill. He will hear the bell as he comes up to the next turn, and we'll have a look at his pacing. Those legs are certainly kicking in now. He's really well into this now. 17:43.98. So 74 over that last 100. So he's steadily dropped over each 100 in the last third of this race. We're looking at an 18:56 as a finish time for Clark, which will be under his entry time. As the legs really come into play in the latter parts of a 1,500 metres. The legs need to be kicking as strongly as they can. The arms keep going. And he's turned. He's heading for home. Our leader, Clark Malkin-Gill, the Inverclyde swimmer. It's all a matter now of keeping an eye on the clock for him. As Jack Kivlahan comes into 1,400 metres, he hears the bell. Aaron Robertson in at 1,300 metres. But here comes our leader right from the beginning of this race, and it is Clark Malkin-Gill. We're watching the clock for him. Finishing this afternoon in an 18:57.48 for Clark. So Jack Kivlahan, he's going down to the final turn of his 1,500 metres. Aaron Robertson will have 3 lengths to do at the next turn for him. And there we go, we're watching Jack Kivlahan turning now. And 19:20.19 for him. So Jack Kivlahan, he entered in a 19:31. So in comes Jack Kivlahan, Ren 96, just into the closing meters of his 1,500 meters. just picking it up there in the closing meters, and he finishes in a 19:58.02. Aaron Robertson will come into the turn. That's the bell for him. 2 lengths to go. So next to hear the bell will be Max Gray, followed by Kyle Martin. As progressing nicely down to his final turn is Aaron Robertson. And that's the bells for Kyle Martin and Max Gray. 2 of our younger swimmers in this race this afternoon. So Aaron Robertson has turned for the final turn and is heading for home. Arms and legs moving as fast as he can. He'll be feeling it now. He's just got to keep this going to get the time. Lots of encouragement from the side of the pool for Aaron. And at the far end of the pool, and turning over there in lane 6, Max Gray ahead of Kyle Martin. Max is heading for home. As into the closing stages, Aaron Robertson finishing there in a 21:30.38. So I've got Max Gray and Kyle Martin coming into just with about half a length to go to finish their race this afternoon. And it will be the 12-year-old of Inverclyde, Max Gray, finishing in 4th place. Keep an eye on the clock for his time, 22:00:54. As in comes City of Glasgow's Kyle Martin, finishing in a time of 22:09.27. That concludes our 1500 metre freestyle. And we move to the last event of session 3, the females 14 and over 200 metre IM, of which we have 4 heats.
So we conclude with 4 heats of girls 14 over 200 IM. Madison Gourley in 1, North Ayrshire. 2, Jessica Simpson, Hamilton Bass. Empty lanes in the middle, 3 and 4. 5, Amy Jones, Forth Valley Tridents. And Sophie Brown from East Kilbride goes in 6. Times 2:46 through to 2:49.5. So 4 lengths of each stroke, butterfly, back, breast and free. 37.5, Jessica Simpson, Hamilton Bass, youngest in this race at 14. She still leads the backstroke section, but coming through strongly is the East Kilbride swimmer, Sophie Brown. And Sophie probably gone into the lead now. So inside the final 10 metres or so of the backstroke section. See if there's been anyone who will pull away on the breast. That's Sophie Brown. 1:20.82, it's over a second ahead of Jessica and Madison, with Amy just a little bit further back. Amy now making some headway in lane 5. Also Jessica Simpson, the Hamilton swimmer, going pretty nicely in 2 now. I think she's virtually upsides the leader, Sophie Brown. And if anything, it looks as though Jessica might have gone back into the lead here. There's not very much between the two. Amy Jones also still very well placed. Jessica's had a good breaststroke section. And she just leads by roughly 3/4 of a second, all to play for on the freestyle. So 2 and 6 off the turn. Still lanes 2 and 6. Amy trying to put in a challenge for the second place. No doubt that Hamilton Lass, Jessica Simpson is going to take this by some margin. Amy Jones now gone into second. Flying at the end is Madison Gourlay. The Hamilton Lass takes that. 250.71. Amy takes second. 254.01 and 254.47 for Madison Gourlay.
This is Heat 2 in lane 1, Heidi Shaw, N96. 2, Madison Smith, South Ayrshire Swim Team. 3, Ava Pettigrew, Cumbernauld. 4, Sophie Haining, Bells Hill Sharks. 5, Lucy McLaughlin, Inverclyde. And 6, Erin Faulkner, Bells Hill Sharks. Early advantage is lying with lanes 3 and 4, Ava Pettigrew and Sophie Haining. Sophie Haining, who turns first, 35-37, 33-35, I think it's a 33-37 for Ava Pettigrew, so really nothing to split the two girls there. And we move on to the backstroke with Ava Pettigrew in the yellow cap of Cumbernauld, having just about half a body length advantage over Sophie Haining of Bells Hill Sharks. Erin Faulkner, also Bells Hill Sharks, coming through nicely. I think she has second place advantage certainly at the moment as we go into the turn, but it's Ava Pettigrew who will turn first into the breaststroke. She does so ahead of lane 6, Erin Faulkner, and in turn ahead of Lucy McLaughlin of Inverclyde. Good turn there for lane 4. Sophie Haining back up into third place. And watch her move now through the water with her breaststroke. Also coming up and possibly alongside them, lane 1, Heidi Shaw, N96. She's moving up through the field now. And back first place now lies with lane 6, Erin Faulkner, Bells Hill Sharks. 3 girls, I think, in a row for second place, possibly Cumbernauld. Ava Pettigrew has the advantage for second, but they're certainly coming at her. Oh, second place is lying with lane 1 now, I think. It is, in fact. So, Erin Faulkner, Heidi Shaw, Sophie Haining, we have 3 there as the girls turn for the final turn and head for home. This is pretty tight as they're all coming back at our leader. But look at lane 1 go. Heidi Shaw really used her breaststroke to her advantage and moved through the field. Now using her freestyle. She has a body length advantage ahead of Erin Faulkner. So this one will go to Heidi Shaw of N96. Battle for second place, but it goes to Cumbernauld, Ava Pettigrew, and third place goes to Erin Faulkner. Times there, 2:43.36, 2:46.21 and 2:46.36. So a very good battle there for second and third place as we move on to Heat 3.
So our third heat in 1, we have Sophia McGinley, Cumbernauld, empty lanes 2 and 3. Alex Shepherd, Cumbernauld in 4. 5 is Lucy McGovern. Kingston 6 is the reserve for Charlotte Shanks from Bellshill Sharks. 2 Cumbernauld girls off very smartly. Sophia in 1, Alex in lane 4. I think it might just be Sophia with the advantage from Alex, Lucy and Charlotte. That's how it is after the butterfly section. 32.88. A second or so advantage as we all move on to the backstroke. And Sophia still going pretty well on the near side here. Lucy McGovern from Kingston, heading everything over the far side. Just ahead of Alex Shepherd. On the near side, it's Sophia McGinley. Body length are so clear of the other 2 girls who are close behind, Lucy and Alex. 1:16.34. Well, almost a second and a half between first and second. See if Charlotte Shanks from Bellshill can get herself back into the picture. She's trying hard over that outside lane in lane 6. Still on the near side, Sophia McGinley, her teammate, trying to get a bit closer. Alex Shepherd doing her best to try and claw the gap back, but I don't think that gap's actually diminished. It's possibly gone up a little bit. 2:05.57. It has indeed. It's gone up by about 2 seconds to over 3.5 seconds now. 2:05. And the near side, Sophia McGinley, literally led from start to finish, has got this one nailed. Very close for second place. Flying at the end is Charlotte Shanks. And she's going to get second. But no doubt that Sophia McGinley is going to bring this one home. 2:44.86. Charlotte Shanks, 2:46.84 in second, and 2:47.48. Alex Shepherd takes third.
And this is heat 4. It's the final heat of session 3 this afternoon. And in lane 1, Charlotte McGavin, Hamilton Baths. 2, Grace Blair. 4th Valley Trident. 3, Isla Rousseau, Renfrew Baths. 4, Leah Rafferty, West Dunbartonshire. And 5, Casey Dixon, Rutherglen, with an empty lane 6. And it's West Dunbartonshire's Leah Rafferty who has the early advantage and will take the field into the first turn. They're in lane 4, 34.89, ahead of Isla Rousseau and in turn Casey Dixon. So we're into the backstroke now. Leah Rafferty still leads, but they're coming back at her. Certainly Isla Rousseau, this closer to me in lane 3. Beginning to gain ground on Leah. So can Leah respond to that? So coming up, Isla's coming up alongside Leah now as we come into the turn at the halfway mark. I think Isla now has the advantage. Return the turn first into breaststroke. 1:15.86, 1:16.57 for Leah. And third place is Rutherglen's Casey Dixon. 1:16.96 at the halfway mark there. So it's breaststroke. What can these girls do with their breaststroke as Leah Rafferty's right up alongside Isla now, but also coming through really nicely, closer to me. Grace Blair, the Forth Valley Tridents, and not too far away, Charlotte McGavin of Hamilton Baths. So this is pretty tight, these girls. They've come up into a line now, just about, as they go down to the final turn. I think it looks like the distinctive pink cap of Forth Valley Tridents may just be moving ahead. But it's tight. Lane Rutherglen, lane 5, Casey Dixon also swimming well, and it's Casey that takes that in a 2:06.81 at the turn. 2:07.37 for Grace Blair, and Leah Rafferty in third there. There's really nothing to split these girls as they come down with just about half a length to go. So Casey Dixon, Leah Rafferty, Grace Blair. Battle over to me. Leah looks like she has the advantage as we're coming to the closing stages. Can Casey respond to that? It's all going to be really tight. Taking that, it is Western Bartonshire's Leah Rafferty in a 2:44.05. In fact, a dead heat there. Beg your pardon. That was a really tight race there and shows on the score. 2:44.05. Leah Rafferty, Casey Dixon. And third place goes to lane 2's Grace Blair in a 2:45.19. Lovely race to finish off session 3 here this afternoon at East Kilbride. Huge thank you to all of our volunteers, all of our technical officials. Thank you very much for your support in this session. We will be back just about 5:55 on to start session 4. So thank you to the spectators who have joined us in the venue and those of you who've joined us on live stream. Hope to see you back around then. Swimmers, coaches, team managers, the warm-up for session 4 will start at 5:20, and it starts with the male general warm-up. See you back here then.